There it is. Hi guys, and welcome to another Witty Fitness vlog. This is where I talk about fitness in the world of witty, I suppose. And today I'm going to chat a little bit about 8 rep goal versus, well, push to exhaustion. So the 8 rep goal is the idea that you try to find a weight or exercise that allows you to do 8 reps maximum per set. So essentially you're hitting 8 reps every time, or up to 8 reps. So you're kind of going towards exhaustion, but it's peaked. And the idea is that you need a weight that you can lift no more than 8. So if you can lift 9 times, you're not doing it heavy enough. So then you need to move on to the next stage. But there's flaws with this, and I'll get onto that in a moment. And then there's the other theory where it was Athlean's one, if anyone knows of him, Athlean X on YouTube. And he was talking about this kind of like series of, it actually works for everyone actually, his one, I think. You push to exhaustion, again, like most of these guys will basically suggest that you do. And that's pretty accurate, you kind of do. But you push to exhaustion with whatever weight it is that you're kind of comfortable with, and then you make sure that you do that same amount of reps, or as many as you can, basically every single time. And the idea is you just do like up to say 5 or 6 sets of reps that are going to take you to exhaustion. So let me give you an example. This morning I went to the gym and I wanted to try something a little bit different, or step my game up another level with the 8 rep idea, because I was watching some YouTube videos recently, and I tried, well, at the moment, like dumbbell press, yeah, that's where you got a dumbbell in this hand, a dumbbell in this hand, and you're lying down basically, flat on your back, and you're like that basically, but imagine that on a horizontal plane instead of vertical. So I normally do 28 kilograms in each hand, and I can just about manage that. And I get a good level on that, I think. But the problem I've been having, it sounds like it's not really a problem, but I can do 10 reps of those or more. And I don't really ever do them to exhaustion because I just don't like, I'm basically a bit lazy. So as far as I see in my head, I go, right, I've done 10, I've done enough. But should I be doing the 28, well, let me get on to the point I wanted to make. I decided today to do 30 kilograms, which is the heaviest ones they currently have in my gym. They don't actually have any heavier than 30 kilogram dumbbells. There's clearly definitely, I think these go like to 50 or whatever. Like some crazy people might be able to lift that much, but 30 kilograms in each hand. And I typically do 4 sets. Now, I spent the entire hour trying to do one lot of 4 sets basically of this. I would normally do lots of other exercises, but this took so much effort and time. And spoiler, I didn't manage it. I managed to do 3 sets within about 20-ish minutes. And my biggest problem is that I was really struggling on certain attempts to be even able to get the weights up to the point where I could then start lowering them again and lifting them again. So I had to take numerous attempts on so many attempted sets, and 3 of them were successful. So for those first 3, I might have tried it, say, 5 or 6 times, for example. And then after that, trying to do the 4th set, I tried for about 40 minutes. Another guy came down the gym, went down to the downstairs section. He was doing chest as well, but doing like lighter weights and stuff like that. And he was doing a lot of different exercises, and he managed to do like all of these exercises, and I didn't once manage to do 1 set. Didn't even manage to lift them once. I got them, you pick up the weights, they're so fucking heavy that you basically can't lift them. You have to put them on your knees or on your quads, hold them there, and then try, and I can't, this again so heavy that I can't really kick off whilst trying to maintain my balance and lying down without sort of like having them smack me in the face. I didn't want to try it. Maybe that's how you do it, but I didn't want to try it because they're fucking heavy. And I've dropped the 28 before on my head. Not like, boom, just completely let go, but at the stage where I was like so started knackered at one point. I remember it coming down and hitting me on the side of the face, and then I had to let go of it. It hurt. So I don't really want to do it with a 30 kilogram. So the way I've been doing it is, you can't really see everything. I'll see if I can, I don't know. Don't know, that goes back enough. Right, okay, so you imagine my knees are here. Like, I hold my arms up a little bit higher than normal, so you can slightly see my hands. So you're holding the weights. In fact, I've got some crappy weights I could use as an example. These on? These are slightly different to 30 kilogram weights. These are just some rubbish weights that I never ever use. They've just been sitting in my room for like all eternity. There's 3 other different types. You might know them, make. These are the lightest ones. They're just the easiest ones to demonstrate with. So imagine they were sitting on my knees, and then I've got to somehow lean back and lie down. And during this motion here, you've got to somehow push up. So by the time I'm lying down completely, I've at least got them where my elbow is like that much higher than the plane. So say for example about that high. But at the moment they're like there. And when you're lying down in there, it's trying to push those up is really fucking hard when they're 30 kilograms. Whereas when you've got them there, not so hard. So that's my point, is getting them up there and then bringing them back down to there is pretty doable. Put them, if you've got them stuck here and trying to push them up, is near impossible. And I hope I might mute my mic there. I'll find out afterwards. But I was saying, is it worth trying to hit an exercise or every exercise or weight that you do and make sure that you can only do 8 reps of it maximum? Because I don't think it's really possible. So I think there's a slight flaw in that theory. It might work for certain exercises, but for other ones where you've got to push the weight off and it's so fucking heavy to even get it into starting position, I don't think it's necessarily doable, because that I've taken a long time to get there, but that's the point I'm trying to make, is I can do 10 easily, maybe more, of 28 kilograms, but with the 30 kilograms I struggle to get them into the starting position. But I said I've done 3 sets, because once I got them, on the few attempts where I was lucky enough to somehow get enough strength to push them up in the first place, once I had them there, I could do 10. I did 10. Wasn't comfortable, but I managed to do 10. But even then, yeah, that's the problem there, thinking about it. Was it 10 or 8? I think I might have stopped at 8, but yeah, I could go to 8 out of 10. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm already realizing there's flaws in this. I just don't think it really works. I think you just have to do it to exhaustion, whether it be 4, 8, 14, 22. I dread the idea of having to do 22 on per set, but I'm really struggling with this one. And I know quite a lot of you guys that watch this probably are, you know, you are pretty good with your exercise as well, like beyond me, definitely. And I'm struggling to sort of like calculate this, because the 8 rep goal is so demanding that it's like, oh yeah, you just lift a really, really heavy weight, so you can only do it 8 times. But that's not good. I mean, it has to be a heavy, heavy weight that you can do 8 times and no more, and maintain proper form. All of these things are really, really high requirements and not realistic at all. Whereas the idea that you say, for example, move on to the other theory, which is to exhaustion. So say, for example, I go to the gym and I pick up the 28s and I manage to do 14, right? My goal is then to do at least 3 sets, but the more sets you do, the better it is. But that's dependent on the amount of effort and energy you've got on that day. So you don't have to do 6 sets with it or whatever, but you aim to do 6 sets of this exercise, for example. And you aim to hit 14 every time. So you're basically trying to match your first one, which is probably going to be the one you do the most on. Or you just basically go into exhaustion. So essentially, like, the first set might be 14, second set might be 14 again, then the third set might be 12, then the fourth set might be 10, then the fifth set might be 8, then the sixth set might be 2, because I might be just destroyed by that point. Do you see where I'm coming from with that? So Let me know what you guys think regarding that, because I'm trying to work out what I want to do really with weights, because I need to push it to the next level. And I'm sort of hitting somewhat of a barrier because of my weight. I think I'm 65 kilograms, which is like, I've recently got 11 stone, but that's because I'm getting fat. I've got lazy lately, so I'm still able to lift quite a lot though. But I need to sort of like find out where I need to be, because I'm making smoothies now and stuff like that. I want to be a lot more healthy with my food and stuff like that. A lot more vegetables and fruit and stuff like that, and make use of it. So I'm struggling. People ask the obvious question, and it needs to be answered as well. Otherwise, how do you know how to answer it? Is, what is your goal? Well, if I just simply tell you that I'm aiming to have kind of like a swimmer's body, but I want sort of like, obviously not huge, but large enough biceps and triceps, and then just sort of like almost just a V shape. And again, like from the chest, it's really hard because my rib cage sticks out a lot because I've got a shitty bone structure. It kind of works to my advantage to some degree, but it's not good for aesthetics at least. And it always makes me look like I'm fat from a certain side because my rib cage sticks out so much more than my chest. Don't ask me why. I'm probably lent on it the wrong way or something when I was a kid, but either way, I don't know. What would be my? I guess I could sort of like say what my weight goal would aim to be. I've always wanted to be skinny and really sort of toned and defined, but now I'm thinking more along the lines of not necessarily being super skinny and toned and defined, just kind of bigger and toned and defined. I mean, obviously everyone will be like, I just want to be huge and toned and defined, but there's limits. So I assume if I'm like 65 kilograms, I'd assume I want to aim to be about 70 kilograms at most, maybe a little more, but within that 70 kilograms be as sort of ripped, so to speak, or toned as I can be. So we're not talking about super heavy powerlifting, but we're talking about exercises or a form of exercise. So really it comes down to like, what does the 8 rep goal help me achieve that better, or does the 6 set exhaustion help me reach that better? So to reiterate, 8 rep goals, basically you do 3 or 4 sets. He didn't necessarily say how many it was. I'm used to doing 4 sets, but maybe it's 3. And you do the heaviest possible fucking weight you can do that allows you to do 8 reps of it, or up to 8 reps, as close as possible. And that you have to do it with every single exercise you do, which is really hard to do. As I explained, I had a big problem with the dumbbell press. I did make myself feel better though, because I did 40 kilogram dumbbell, the bar one, and that wasn't even that bad. And I've been typically doing 35 kilograms, so I think I've been cheating myself a little bit. I've been going a little bit light on myself, and that's the free weight one. That's not the one that's sort of like attached to a Smith machine or whatever. That's just like you lift up the bar and that's it. You're doing the dumbbell press, not dumbbell, the bar press, bench bar, whatever it's called. Bench bar press? That doesn't sound right. I am rambling here, but yeah, I did the 40 kilograms on that, and I think I could probably knock that up to 42.5 kilograms, maybe 45 kilograms, which is, I think, pretty good for my weight and the amount of time that I've put into doing those weights, which isn't that long really in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, I'm just struggling. Like, should I just sort of like do slightly lighter weight? Because it's not even like it's light weights. The one to exhaustion, if I did 28 kilograms, I still wouldn't be able to do many more than 10, but maybe I should be doing them to exhaustion. So I think what your answers are probably going to be is it's going to be the ones to exhaustion and not the 8 rep goal. And then it's going to be a case of, should I be doing 22 kilograms? So say, for example, my limit is 28 kilograms, right? That's the highest I can go. Do I do that to exhaustion, or do I knock it down to something a little bit lighter, say about 80% of the weight, 85 to 90% of the weight, so about 22 to 24 kilograms, something like that, and do that much to exhaustion? So if I was doing my peak mount, which is 28 or 30 kilograms, do I only do 10 maximum of that, or can I safely do the 28 to exhaustion, and arguably I might be able to do 14 or plus of that? Is that good for me? Because if I can lift that many, do 22, should I be doing that? And the thing is I have a problem with, would that even allow me to be able to lift other weights or other exercises? Because by the time you get round to like your third exercise, you might not even be able to lift like 20 kilograms worth, where you could normally lift 28 kilograms worth, if you see what I was saying. Anyway, I think I've rambled on enough, and Let me know what you guys think, and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.